And let's play some music. Ooh, I wanted to listen to something, but I can't remember what it is. Oh, I know. We listened to American Idiot last time, so let's listen to this today. And take a screenshot. Oh, I can't move it from the side. I'm so cold today. I've actually turned my heater up to 21 instead of 19. I don't want to be over here. Wait. Wasn't it supposed to be over there? No, I'm supposed to be over here. Why can't I move this? Is it this instead? No. Why can't I move? Oh, that's what I need to... Wait, that's what I'm trying to move. Okay, I need to turn that off. There we go. I was like, wait, this isn't correct. I look so good today. I look like I'm supposed to be going to a dinner. Like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not planning on going anywhere, but it looks like I'm going somewhere. No, the green screen doesn't work on this side. Yeah, I'm the tyrant, though. That's the whole point, right? Thank you for spawning the boss, Josh. I mean, yes, it was Josh. Okay. Let's launch the game. Because I'm trying to remember what the hell I was doing in it. I don't remember. I think the audio is weird, so I'm going to launch with the right audio device. And for my dinner today, we have a poke bowl. Specifically a poke bowl with the skin from a salmon, because I love eating fried salmon skin. Edamame, salmon, seaweed, avocado, and of course some sushi rice. I'm gonna eat this first. Mmm. Mmm. So crunchy. Mmm. Okay. Hmm. This game locks me in. This game locks me in. Let's turn the song down. Turn this. I know this game was really loud last time. Yeah. Welcome everyone to another part of our Tyranny playthrough. What is this? Number 8, number 7. Playing through this game over months and months, and then not playing it for almost half a year, and then playing it again. We are back. We finally made it to the Bastard City, talked to our boss, Tunon, and he's warned us that we need to watch what we do because we have made our name for ourselves. We have a reputation, and that reputation can make or break an empire. Also, the Archon of Shadows warned us too that he'll be watching us, so we need to make sure that we don't get on anybody's bad side, because we might be making some really big enemies soon in this game, which is probably gonna happen because my roleplay right now is kind of like an aristocratic. I like follow the orders, but I'm also not a huge fan of, you know, Kairos, I think, is what we're going for right now. But we'll see how my roleplay evolves over this. Let's continue the game. We have 2 spires so far, so we're not very far in the game at all. But that's because I love reading all the dialogue about all these characters in the lore. So I'm just sitting here reading lore for like 5 minutes. Mmm. Let me roll a d6 to determine which characters we're going to have in our party, because that makes it more exciting. Our third character to join our party was... Verse was first, then Lantry, then Barrick. So Barrick, then Verse, and our third character is Reroll, because we don't have a sixth party member yet. No, yeah we do. No, I'm the sixth party member. Another one. 4. Oh, Ebb. Okay. We never got to use Siren in any of our battles. But it's probably for the best that we don't have her, a full magic group with her. I don't know why Ebb is lower level than everybody else. Only the slightest nod of Barrick's domed helm offers any indication that the soldier notices your approach. Are you okay in there, Barrick? No. It shouldn't surprise you that Archon Tunar will not unmake what was wrought by the Overlord's wrath. Surprise? No. Disappoint? Yes. The Archon's decision changes nothing. I have preserved to this point. I shall continue to do so, for the sake of the General Ash in the north. There may be another way. Your master was very specific in his sentence. He forbade not only assistance from the Forge Bound, but from anyone anywhere in the world. No, the Archon forbade any subject of Kairos to aid you. I know all about the law. You split hairs, Binder. The whole of the world bends the knee to the Overlord. If that were the case, we wouldn't be in the tears, would we? You're not suggesting we ask some renegade mage for aid. You would discard the spirit of law in the favor of the letter? It's a letter. Trust me, Barrick. It's the letter of the law that matters. I'm getting... He is not happy with me. If your honor demands you remain in the armor you'll remain. Why is that playing right now? And also, why am I being called right now on my phone? Yeah, that scared me too. Let me just put myself on Do Not Disturb. I get called by scam callers all the time because unfortunately I had to register my phone number with my business because I'm not going to buy 2 phone bills just for... I'm not going to answer the phone. You can call me, I'm not going to answer the phone, so I just don't... There we go. Let's do until 11. Thank you. Okay. Right. Sorry about that, guys. Perhaps some other way to free you will present itself. Your optimism does you credit, Fatebinder, though I fear it's misapplied. The Forge Bound will be curious about you regardless. The articulation on your armor is incredible. At the very least, we should let them take a look at you. My armor is unique. Perhaps it can teach them something that will aid the disfavored. We can find the Forge Bound at the smithy in Lethian's Crossing. He nods. Okay. Right, well, let's not give up. The spire allows for such a long and uninterpreted view. Barrick glances over the edge with hesitation, and then shivers. I find restraint and limitation more than my liking, though. It is nice to feel a breeze running through these plates of solid rust. Well, I hope your playthrough goes well, Josh.
You look as if you have something on your mind. By all means.
Placing his weapon to his face, Barrick salutes you. The joints of his armor groan in protest.
What can I do for you?
You seem like more than a capable fighter. I trained with the spear and the shield in my youth, but gave it up the day I earned his favorite iron. I can still throw with some accuracy, but it's a challenge these days. He knocks twice at his helmet. Why are you interested in a sparring lesson? Perhaps later. No, I don't want to be trained. Suit up, Barrick, we're leaving.
If you would have me travel at your side, then I am not opposed to seeing more of this degenerate realm. Onward.
Alright, so we rolled Barrick inverse. Get rid of
I will return
entry.
to our holdfast at once.
Inverse, and then
I will
ebb.
meet you at the
No
spire.
doubt this'll prove interesting.
Big explosion sound. Okay. Oh, Verse needs to talk to me. Give me a sec. Our gang building quite the little collection of spires, aren't we? The Voices in the Rout was never one for keeping strongholds, but I can definitely see the appeal. Why doesn't the Voices like strongholds? Because there's no point in standing still. The Voices prefers to keep his forces busy and on the move, with only restful hours between dusk and dawn. Besides, fighters in motion are less likely to rise up and challenge authority. Safety in numbers, but once you get people hunkering down to discuss their problems, suddenly everyone has a reason to kill the closest gang boss. What do you think of these spires? They're big, but make no mistake. A determined army could knock one down if they got enough shovels and picks together. Don't be so quick to assume that you're invincible. As to what they are, I try not to ask those sort of questions. I had questions for you.
What do you need?
Nothing, actually. Okay. Alright, no more conversations. Let's go back to Lethian's Crossing. This is a long load screen, isn't it? Super long. There we go. It's nighttime now. Where were they working? I think it was up here somewhere. Wish it would tell me. It doesn't tell me whose houses are whose. I don't remember now where the smithing area was. I'll just look through all the houses again. I don't think it was this one though. Why are these load screens so long? Yeah, this isn't it. This is where we found our siren. Why did I get an error just now? Crazy it takes so long to load into an interior. Especially since I don't know which interior I'm looking for. The forge. Okay, it's up here. It's like there has to be a way for me to look up where I am. The smith turns from the heat of her workspace, her form limned in a shimmering orange glow. She hangs her heavy, sigil-carved hammer from her apron, the magical flames licking the length of its head, doing her no harm. Fatebinder, what brings you to the forge? Lahara sets down her hammer, then wipes her hands on her aprons, an action that serves only to further muddle the sweat and suit of both. I hoped you would examine Barrick. Did the objector not issue an injunction against precisely that action? Indeed, he sent that decision by bird to each of the guild workshops. If you merely look him over, that's not exactly against the adjudicator's degree, is it? Allow me to state that this is no uncertain terms, Fatebinder. The Forge-bound swore our allegiance to Tunon, the Objector, Archon of Justice. We do not easily forget the oath, nor do we rush to circumvent it. Our fastidiousness is not limited to our craft. Loyal to an oath looks like this, Fatebinder, in case you have forgotten. I don't suppose that you know any skilled smiths who lack your ironclad sense of loyalty. Behind the obscurity of his helm, you can hear Barrick grinding his teeth. You ask me to be an accomplice to your crime? There may be an individual who can help you. Rumor has it there is a mage smith of some manor in the Stone Sea. Well, right, she should have been killed, so I assume that she's worked out a deal with the glowing green bastard Nerat. I cannot provide you with the name, but you might ask around Plainsgate if you have the misfortune of being in that area. I appreciate it, Lohara. Goodbye, Fatebender. As far as I'm concerned, this conversation never occurred. You won't hear from me. There we go.
Can't do that.
This guy's like, please help me get out of the armor, but also do it with, you know, honor. That's not gonna happen, dude. You should just stay in it and accept your life, lot in life. You're the one who asked me to help you. Was there anything else we needed to do here? I thought he wanted me to come here for some reason. Is this the aid of the Forge-bound, not subject to Kairos' law? All uncovered evidence will be listed here. The disavowed were ineffectual at getting Cairn, the Archon of Stone, to follow orders. The evidence against Nerat. We haven't found anything yet. The War of the Archons has begun. Support Graven Dash's initial attempts to pacify the Tears. This favorite general has regrouped in the forest of the mountain fortress of Ironhearth. Travel there and discuss the Archon War's next move. Okay. We shall.
Sorry, I can't.
I don't know where that is, though. We don't really have money, so there's no reason for me to worry about that right now. Everyone's going different ways to get here. You can see. They've all decided to go different ways to get here. It's funny. Okay, we need to get to the secluded forge in the Stone Sea. Okay, perfect. Should we go there first? I feel like we shouldn't go there yet because that's where the voice of Narayan. Yeah, we probably shouldn't go there yet. We probably should follow the story until we... Or maybe we should go there first. Oh, I don't know. No, let's go to the Ironhearth first. His massive fortress is perched atop the edge of the tier that helped form the Blade Grave's northern border. Graven Ash took the ancient castle during the conquest and now launches all of his favorite operations from this well-defended location. Oh, that's where we got stopped before, right? 1 day, 16 hours. There is a tier. There is a tower nearby here too, and there's 2 in the Stone Sea. I can't decide. I can't decide which one to do. Where's my coin? I'll just have the coin. Where's my coin at? I can't find it. It's on my desk somewhere. Get off the desk. Too much stuff on my desk again. The water in here. When much of those I tend to you go through, sending all my love to you. Hello, Johnny. How are you doing? Thank you for getting your daily elixir. Sorry I'm singing a lot. I'm trying to look for my coin. I need to toss a coin to make a decision because making decisions is hard. But I can't find my coin toss. Imagine buying a fancy-ass Witcher coin and then not losing it on your desk. The tragedy. I walked for miles till I found you. If I knew everything in the fire, sending all my love to you. I can't find this coin. It'll show up when I'm not looking for it. We'll just... Oh, here it is. It was on the bottom of the box. Okay. Let me roll. Heads is going to go to the secluded refuge. Tails is going to go to Graven Ash. I did not catch it. Oh. But it did land on heads. So we're going to go to the secluded forge first. Just ripped my green screen trying to catch that. Oh well. It is made out of paper, so that's what happens when you hit paper with your hand. Let's go to the secluded forge. I want to do stuff that doesn't rely on the plot first because I'm worried that something might affect it, you know? A much abused earthenware jug dominates a small table. The only flat surface in this room not apparently dedicated to Smith's craft, an acerbic odor of strong, stale wine lurks in the air around it. Well, what are you having for lunch, Josh? Sounds tasty. Cloth tunic. Let me save. Cool air stirs your clothes as you step into the small workshop. Despite the lit forge you see against the back wall, a dark-robed woman stalks the center of the space, fingers dancing against her chin, eyebrows furrowed in thought. Sooty smears on her skin suggest she touches her face often. She spares you an initially dismissive glance, but follows it with a surprised double take. Oh, fuck me, the Fate Binder! I mean, what brings you to my humble atelier? Huh. I take it you know me. The Does anybody not? Spires don't exactly light up like the sun every day. Nice forge. Thanks, I made it myself. I'm particularly fond of the heat wards, not just on the account of the comfort. It keeps the place from going up in flames. Bearing anything unusual, had the thought after. She frowns as she drops in silence. After the Vellum Citadel. After the Vellum Citadel. Are you a sage? Is anyone anymore? Heard that school burned up. I studied among the sages once, years ago. Worked for the royalty of Azure for a while after that. Nice work until Cairn arrived. You going to prosecute me? Prosecute me? She looks you over. Depends on how helpful you are. Then you let me ask again, why are you here? I need you to examine my friend Barrick. This one, I assume? He's pointy. Her gaze wanders around Barrick's assortment of sharp edges.
Mostly on top of his head.
Indeed.
Must you always be an ass, Verse?
As we said back in Ass Gang, once an ass, always an ass.
Ain't that the truth?
Damn it, Fatebinder, why can't you leave this be?
Leave what be? Get him out of that armor.
Fatebinder, you know as well as I that Tunon forbade this. I cannot be complicit.
Oh, just what will you do? Sit on the floor and cross your arms like a child?
I specifically asked if they could help you get out of the armor. Not to get you out of the armor isn't
If I
allowed.
must. If that will make the Fatebinder see reason.
I promise you that this will be for the best, friend. Let me deal with the legal ramifications.
I have little confidence that Tunon will see it the same way, or that you will be able to shield me from his wrath.
I assume that you want to come out with all your big bits regardless, right? Then hold still and quiet down. Before anything else, I need to ask you a few questions. What manner of questions? Understand that there may be things we can't tell you. I want to ask anything political or tactical, only matters personal. Hardly reassuring. First, have you ever engaged in sexual congress? What? I don't... How can that... That can't be relevant, Barrick sputters. What? Okay. He doesn't understand the first thing about mystic sympathy, does he? The smith frowns and looks to you. It's important, Barrick, particularly in the case of a possible convergence of arcane energies to rule out resonant adulteration. I suppose that sounds reasonable. The armor has prevented anything from happening recently, regardless of whether or not I wanted to. Before that, well, the Legion is, people I care for deeply. We are the pride of the knoll, strong and beautiful. He creaks quietly. I get it, Barrick. Sparring is like dancing. It gets pretty hot. Do not compare the virtuous combat rituals of this favor to your scarlet rutting. And that's all I shall speak of it. I've never passed time with a mage or archon, oathbound, beast woman, or anything else unusual. Nothing unusual? I've always heard that there's a special bond between this favored officer and the submissive, subordinates. Is there anything you are unwilling to soil with your perversions, which... You wore forge-bound armor during Conquest, correct? The smith nods. And prior to it, was it sigil woven, enchanted against harm? I do not believe so. It was iron. Have you had sigils of any kind branded into your skin? I bear the mark of this favored and nothing else. The mark of the disfavored. The general sigil, or rather, what of it the Overlord's decree allows. Many members of the Legion scar themselves with it, binding their loyalty into their flesh and blood. It marks us family. I've heard it said that Graven Ash protects. The sages had no direct knowledge of the Archon of War's abilities, but there were many, many theories. I don't suppose you can provide any concrete information. You asked me to reveal the great general's secrets to a mage. That is too much. Archon Ash shares a strong connection with his soldiers. It allows him to take on some of their harm while also sharing in their experiences. Binder. He gasps, containing anger and disbelief in equal measure. I am so... And do you not need repairs or maintenance on armor, I presume? Aside from oiling it and filing down the pointier bits, no. Wait, how did you know that? Middle grinds quietly. The smith stares at Beric at thoughtful signs before retrieving from the forge a long iron bar. Its end glowing red from the heat. She holds it out to you. Glare at her. To yourself, she turns from you, lowers the heated iron, and with a shocking fast thrust drives it into Beric's side. Are you insane? Howling agony. Beric staggers backwards, grasping at his side. The smell of burnt flesh hits your nostrils a moment later. Reaching down, Lexencia grabs the iron rod and tugs it from Beric's side, eliciting another scream of pain. She takes a step back as his gauntlet swings out in a wild attempt to backhand her. Fucking shit on an ill-starred beast, mother of asses! What in the great general's name, woman? Was that necessary? Of course it's not fucking necessary. I did not ask for this. Beric roars, his armor ringing like a going as he slams a gauntlet fist into the other. Amazing. The smith holds up the sizzling metal prod, drawing a sigil in the arm with her free hand. Examine the wound. You bend close to the wound, but Beric's hand is clamped over the hole in his side, obscuring the view. I need to see that injury, Beric. With slow reluctance, Beric moves his gauntlet hand from the hole in his side. You peer into the hole in the oxidized bronze and iron shell. Willing yourself to ignore the mixing smells of cooked meat and fetid human waste, you see the ragged, oozing flesh beneath, a grasping red cavity pulsing in time with Beric's labored breath. Even as you watch, the wound seems to close, bronze-colored skin knitting together at the edges like slowly closing mouths. It's not merely the skin, however. Beric's armor cage slowly shifts and flows, incrementally reducing the aperture. Are you seeing this too? His armor seems to be healing, just like his flesh. Exactly. And the edges. If she's making any attempt to hide her excitement, she's failing spectacularly. Your armor and flesh heal as one. Is that a standard property among the disfavored? She straightens, peering into Beric's mismatched eyes. Not to my knowledge. Then we're finally getting somewhere, right? Dove on the floor. It certainly means I've got a sense of what's going on. She taps her lips in thought. I have a working theory, but what I can't make out is that differentiates you from the other disfavored, who served in the Blade grave. Maybe it's some trick of the blood. Maybe it's your connection to the Fate Binder. Maybe something else? But I barely knew the Fate Binder prior to Vendrian's well. There's a lot we don't know about how the world works. Kairos' strictures against literacy and inquiry don't exactly help. She glances at you. I'm not going to turn you in. I appreciate that, Fate Binder. Before I can suggest a solution, I need a sample of alloyed iron and bronze from the state of your entrapment. About this much should do. She holds open a palm about 6 inches apart. Can't we just cut that much out of Beric? If I happen upon some, I'd consider bringing it to you. Then I await your return. She turns from you, peering thoughtfully into her slack tub and the iron rod within it. Sorry about that, Beric.
My Lord Binder, you have something which requires my attention?
I got him loyalty 3, but I gave him loyal fear 2 from as well.
What can I do for you?
Haven't you noticed that you fight particularly well together? No, we did talk about that already.
The thought has crossed my mind from time to time.
The big guy here
Let's be off. Okay.
can't do that.
We need to go travel to the Sentinel outskirts. Okay, that's towards there. So we'll just go to the Iron Hearth then first. Now. And then we'll probably end up going there later, it looks like. We didn't get attacked, so that's good. Ad break. Well, since we're on an ad break, let me stretch my legs. Oh. Stretch. I really do need to stretch every ad break. I feel much better. Feel much better. And I'll eat some more food. I know I've been eating it this whole time, but I'm hungry, okay? All I had was a sandwich today. I think I should be able to finish it today. In this ad break, I mean. Hello, Desi. How are you doing today? Hmm. Hmm. Ah, delicious. Hmm. 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 That was good. Welcome back from the ad break, everyone. Oh my god, I can't believe Tommy just played the Bussy clip on his stream. Okay, anyways, let's get back into the game. I was not expecting that clip to play. This one, yes, okay. Oh, there's some people here. Oh, yeah, right, the stone shields. We stuffed some of the barrels full of prisoners and rolled them down the mountainside. It isn't fewer mouths to feed. The voice of naught will fall before long. The left, knock him out. Would that this war were over and the Legion restored to the north. Anybody's... Oh, these people are real people that we can talk to. Halfway's dead. This favored soldier chuckles disdain at the Scarlet Chorus fighter. Consider it, not us for a second. We pick out soldiers from elite northern families. We do not recruit from the flies bubbling over a mass grave. Ah, the disfavored, so narrow-minded. My gang's strength delivered us across half a dozen battles with a line of fallen enemies in our wake. Not many conscripts can say the same. That question is not a matter of your skill, but of your breeding, your training, your pedigree. Noticing you, the Iron Guard salutes. Hail, Graven Ash, Fatebinder. Might take a moment of your time. What do you need? This person comes representing a Scarlet Chorus gang. What do you call yourselves again? The Grinning Bleeders. We have a long and storied reputation in the Scarlet Chorus ranks. Goes on the highest order, my gang. He puffs up his chest with pride. Before I was boss here, I ran with the Broken Shits, the Salty Nightmares, and the Trap Gang. Everyone made a name for themselves during the war. You made up at least 2 of those gangs, and don't even bother denying it. Just be careful what names you toss around when there's a former boss standing within earshot, you little pissant. One of the eyebrows snaps up to attention. Verse. So kind of you to chime in with your corrections. In any case, he's asking to join the disfavored, which is out of the question. I have explained numerous reasons why we can't allow it, but the wretch won't listen. Is that accurate? It is. We're not so looking for a special treatment, just a new beginning. Seeing as we're healthy, fit, and combat-ready, the Ironclads should have no reason to refuse us, especially since they're low on numbers. That may be true, but is no excuse to pollute our respectable ranks with your company. We're more than capable of putting a weapon in our hands and send us on a suicide mission. It'll be a mercy compared to what we faced under the voices of Narat. That much is true, at least. There's something to be said for a general who isn't going to get you in your sleep because it suits his flair for the artistic. Those are the first fair words I've heard you speak about General Ash. Perhaps you're coming around. Then you can count on them being the last you over a full midden pile. If we join up with the disfavored, wouldn't have to compromise their staunch northern morals, we would take the bloody work off their hands. Do you want me to decide the matter? You must know Kyros's laws back to front, and I trust you know our traditions as well. If it peels this lamprey off my backside, I'll allow it. Speaking of for my gang, we'll accept no judgment. We're eager to crack some tearsmen's skulls with Kyros's army again, no matter what color they wear. Let me take your testimony first. First, second, and third have been claimed already, Tavara. You saw an article about the oldest living cat? Interesting. That's such an interesting fact to share with us, Josh. Nothing's going on. We're just playing some Tyranny, you know? We're trying to decide if this person from a different army will join the other army. Speaking for my gang, we'll accept your judgment. Where you gotta crack some tearsmen's skulls with Kyros's army, no matter what the color they wear. Let me take your testimony first. Of course, I have nothing to hide. Why can't the recruits join the disfavored? Most of us would rather swallow our tongues than take orders from some rigged officer who talked his way into leadership. But to each their own. Where Where do I start? Not only does Graven Ash handpick his disfavored from the decorated northern stock, he takes a personal interest in our training and education. We are his sons and daughters. To accept anything less in our ranks would hold the very process in contempt. The only capacity they could serve would be at manual labor, hauling wagons or digging latrines, but that's the work of slaves, not what they've come requesting. Why the interest in the disfavored? Better training, better quarters, iron weapons. The disfavored have everything we wanted out of joining the military. We want to serve Kairos to the best of our abilities. Is that asking too much? Old Ironclad here seems to think so. Their respect for command leaves something to be desired. Why did you leave the Scarlet Chorus? Our old gangbox felt the last battle of Vendrian's well. We saw how the disfavored have operated and realized there was a chance for a better life, a longer one too. A 30-year-old torty cat. Wow, that's amazing. I wonder how long its whiskers are. Desertion happens every day in the Scarlet Chorus. I can tell you that we won't be missed. He says that like he's boasting. Only the shit-heel recruits who never make a name for themselves are overlooked at muster. What is my help worth to you? We're playing that game, are we? I managed to pocket a few handful of rings, fair trade for starting a new life. Stealing from the boss is a good way to find yourself at the end of a pike. Be prepared to change your name before the end of the war. You can train with the disfavored, but I can't allow you to join. What abomination is this? That'll do. I have an idea that would be the most we could get. If we keep training and show up a few battles, maybe the Legion will take us up on our offer. Time will tell. Fair luck. Good luck.
Curious.
So much favor with this favored. Who's this? Don't you just open chat? I'm in a sticky situation. No one in my gang is alive around to help me out. Stop wasting the Fate Binder's time. She has better things to do than to listen to some criminal's mewling. I'll be the judge of that. Tell me of your problem, soldier. Thanks to hearing me out, the disfavored aren't keen on conversation. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. It's impossible to get a word in edgewise. She glares at her captor. Soldiers caught me outside the breach in the old walls. That's it. I wasn't inside. I hadn't stuck my toe through the threshold. I wasn't dancing with any bane. I have a healthy relationship with self-preservation. Then why were you arrested? You're only hearing one side of the story. Fate Binder, our scouts observed this wretch readying to enter the old walls. Her account is flawed. Her guilt witnessed by multiple trustworthy northerners. Loser makes a point of standing extra straight when he addresses you. I'm sorry, it's ready to enter the best you have. Because I could have just easily argued that you're ready to get knifed between your shoulder blades, but it doesn't count for the shit until I'd seen blood and bronze. I didn't go into the old walls, case closed. Before I abdicate this matter, I need your mutual cooperation. That's me, the friend has already been tried and sentenced, but if this little game will silence her caterwallowing, then be my guest. I'll stand your decision. You couldn't land me anywhere worse than this. What were you doing outside the old walls? My gang went inside, and as I tried to tell this favored claws 100 times over, I shouted myself raw trying to get them back out, but the gang was having none of it. Our leaders discovered the breach and got himself excited over the chance of finding treasure. Try as I might, I couldn't talk him out of it. Soldier, can you speak to this defense? I wasn't there, of course, but I'm familiar with the arrest record. There was no gang, just a lone opportunist out to make a fortune breaking Kairos' law. The scouts could tell just by looking at her that she was headed for the breach. She's a fiery one. Put up quite a fight when they took her into custody. I have no reason to doubt the charges. So, you had no interest in entering the old walls? Never. I grew up in the tiers. Even we knew better than to go inside the old walls. But not because of Kairos' law, because the things looking inside would like to eat us. Whatever you can find in the shadows of those ruins, it's not worth the risk. What was your gang doing in the old walls? Causing trouble, looting no more or less than what gangs do. Our boss was obsessed with holding his position, which is a healthy when you're in the Scarlet Chorus. When he came to the conclusion that the old walls might have more powerful artifacts, he resolved himself to find one at all costs. When you see a guy so wrapped up in survival trying to get himself killed. Typical behavior for someone who isn't confident in their leadership. Makes for a nice self-fulfilling prophecy when their own gang takes them down. See, she understands. Fox takes bows to verse. Any idea where the gang is now? I never saw them make it out of the old walls, so either they did or they didn't. My money's on the latter. If they made it out, they aren't watching their breath trying to find me, so fuck them. I like the attitude. If I had a mind to recruit, she would be my second or third. What's favorable ruling worth to you? Your gang caused a breach in the old walls. What? Are you kidding me? And either take incredible force or incredible magic to bash through the ancient barrier. We had neither that at our disposal. Either one of Kairos' edicts or some local mage caused the breach. Whatever ruling you make, don't pin that on me. I'm inclined to agree. Don't make the mistake of giving this one too much credit. I'm ready to make my judgment. Then let's have it then. I'd hoped you got everything you needed. We need to find her gang if they even exist. I wish we could have asked what her gang name was, because maybe Verse would have known it. At the very least, evidence is insufficient to prove the charges. You're free to go. Shrewd, Fatebinder, very shrewd. I think you'll do just fine. Legal technicalities are my favorite kind. Go rejoin the war effort with a new gang recruit. Start your own if you have the mind to. That's an order. Yes, ma'am. If you're gathering force, I'd kill my way into your good graces. Pity I have to settle for less. This goes against my orders and my reason, but I cannot argue the ruling of Tunan's agent. I'll let you go. Try and stay out of trouble. I'll stay out of the old walls, but that's all I can promise. I'm trying to be not too chaotic, but it's so hard because I usually play a chaotic character. Ooh, Ijo's calling. Sigil of life regenerating. That's pretty cool. Give it to her. Anybody else? Oh, here.
That wasn't so hard.
We got a tent here. It's very dusty, isn't it?
Huh.
Some more money. Asamya. You must be the Fatebinder of Tunon. The disfavored Iron Walker bows. Welcome to Iron Hearth. I'm sure that the Graven Ash appreciate any help you can offer. Circumstances have a way of coming together so that the disfavored are always stretched thinner than we would like. What can I do for you? Why are the disfavored so overworked? She rubs her palms together and frowns. We're trying to shoulder the brunt of the civil war without the strength of numbers. The Scott Chorus can throw 1,000 disposable bodies at the issue without a second thought, but we're supposed to be a little more discriminating. We might be trained to deal with the stress of combat and all-night drills, but we're fatigued even by the high standard we set for ourselves. She studies you in a cautious manner. Not that I need to burden an agent of court with my misgivings. Once the war's over, the tears will the tears are probably subdued. My hope is that Kairos dispatches some relief troops to support the occupation. We all deserve a season of rest. The court is always receptive to the needs of the soldiers. Your point is noted. That's very generous of you to say, Fatebinder. I'm grateful to know that someone is listening. Another smile brightens her expression. Where were you during the conquest? After the Edict of Stormshit, I spent some time among the ruins of Stalwart, digging out survivors from the Legion. Afraid I didn't find much. She glances up at Barrick. You must have moved on by then, or else we would have assembled a team to excavate you. My prison moved with me. There was no reason to harry. He bows his head respectfully. I still think about the brothers and sisters we left behind. Sometimes I can imagine that I hear their voices carrying on in the wind. I'll be on my way. Even though we're not fully fledged as favored recruit, I've been authorized to grant you purchasing rights from our store, with certain limits, of course. Would you like to see what we have to offer? What limits are those? It's nothing personal, I assure you. Graven Ash wants us to control supplies while restricting access to his army supporters like yourself. The finest arms and freshest provisions are reserved for the soldiers under the direct command. I'm sure you understand the Archon takes our protection very seriously. Understood. Let's see what you have to offer me. Blinding Oath. What is this? One-handed spear, thrown spear. His favorite iron sword. Not much of an increase. Not really much of an I would care if it was like a +1, but 69 increase is not really anything. You're in ruins. Ooh, this is better. Oh, wait. Do we want better dodge? I think we want better dodge. 1. It's a better parry, though. It's less parry. I don't want that. Iron Guard armor. Dude. Digital stone, too expensive, can't buy it. Okay. You and I. Oh, forgot to do that. Let me quickly do this. And your thoughts have taken their toll. Your mind is the spirit of your soul. Your face walks on broken glass. Think of what doesn't pass. I thought this was earlier in the album. I think it was their first single. Okay. We have done that. Okay. I didn't want to forget to do it by accident. Okay. Blood Chanters. Oh, some more loot. The production of new potions isn't keeping up with demand. Many of these bottles remain empty. Look at all those tents. Okay, is there somewhere we can go in somewhere? Maybe over here? I saw people talking over here, but I don't think I can go over there. Yeah, it's just like a cool place to see, but we can't access.
I can't.
Yeah, there you go. We're looking for Graven Ash. We have to figure out what he's up to and if he is up to anything. Why am I not selecting all of my units? I need to be here.
Everyone,
you need to be
follow
here.
me.
You need to be here. There we go. Okay. Anybody here? Graven Ash. Where's Graven Ash? And his army. I love how they have like skull masks. Alright, let's talk to Graven Ash. Binder. No one in recent history has reached the pinnacle of the spire, and yet you stepped to the top as if they were intended for your occupation. What do you have to say for yourself? If they help me conduct this war, then you should have nothing to complain about. You'll forget yourself, Fatebinder. Don't make the mistake of thinking yourself as high as unreachable as your spires. Like the rest of us, you are subject to a greater power. What is it you require? Tell me about your connection with your soldiers. Every member of the Favored is precious to me as family. Their bloodlines are known and respected, their performance in combat beyond every expectation, and I would go any length in their service. They call me General or Archon, yet I consider myself a servant and guardian of these excellent women and men. But I suspect this isn't what you intended to hear, There is a deeper connection still, but to appreciate it, you must understand our history, my rebellion and my rise to power. I want to know more about the Disfavored. We are more than a mere army. I am sure that the Disfavored Legion represents everything we hold dear in the North. Rigid discipline, training to perfection, respect for law, and the importance of family as a conquerors. It is our duty to teach the savage lands not just how to live up to the values the Empire sets, but how to live for them. What is the Legion's history? As Kairos conquered the North under a single banner, there were those of us who resisted the call to unification. I was a young warlord at the time, petulant and inflated by pride. I rallied the sons and daughters of the North to stand against Kairos. Our offensive was valiant. We planted our shield wall between the armies of Kairos and our homeland, declaring that no tyrants would dare cross us. You actually stood against the Overlord? Unbelievable as it may seem in retrospect, that is so. At the time, I thought it was only an available option. Bending the knee to a foreign power was not a prospect I could audience easily. Our name suggests the army had a blemished history, but our uprising is defense of the North is a source of pride. Would that I could have stood in your shield wall, General. You were there, in essence, my champion. The bloodline of the Barraconin reaches into the deepest annals of Northern lore, or else you would not count yourself among my beloved soldiers. Ash inclines his head towards Barrack with reverence. We held our ground for a time, drawing the attention of others who would add their strength to ours. Every victory was discussed and celebrated by other warring factions that refused to submit. As you have witnessed, none can stand against Kairos. Eventually, my legion shattered against the relentless onslaught of Archons and soldiers. They brought me into chains before Tunon. He told me that enemies of Kairos would be put to the sword unless I took the one opportunity to surrender and join the fold. Such an indignity for an honored warlord to suffer. Perhaps, but it was no less than I deserved at the time. I was over proud of my accomplishments, and nothing but the Overlord's censor and a threat of execution could stem my egoism. Out of loyalty and love for the countrymen, I swallowed my pride and bent the knee, offering my sword and my life to the Empire. My army was granted the rights of Kairos' peace, and we lived as servants of the Overlord. Since we had transgressed and rebelled against the offering of Kairos' protection, my elite legion was stripped of their decorated name and dubbed Disfavored, a mocking reminder of our past crimes. Even as we stand above all others in the ways of war, we struggle to earn back Kairos' favor. Every soldier in my legion is descended from those who stood with me during that rebellion. I keep them close to me because they were the finest northern stock, and their continued lineage is a reminder of Kairos' mercy. That goes for you as well, child of the North. By your unwavering loyalty and respect for our heritage, you are beloved in our eyes. He nods at Barrack. Disgusting. I hope you don't expect me to listen to this sentimental drivel for much longer. You sound jealous, Vers. Maybe you just don't know how it feels to be favored by an Archon. Nor would I want to. If the voice of Norat takes an interest in you, that's one step closer to having your skin flayed or sewn into his tent. Tell me of your units. Most of the legions made up of stone shields. They are the bricks in our shield wall. The Iron Walkers are the trained and efficient killers who branch out from behind the phalanx to fight among the enemy ranks. Crescent Runners are the fleet-footed light infantry who bait the enemy into premature attack. Those bound are specialized scouts and advanced infantry. Then there are the Iron Guard, tempered in the forge of war, armored to survive any blow, and commanders of surpassing skill. The only other units are my Earthshakers, the former mages of Cairn, who command avalanches and harness nature's fury to our ends. You regard the Southerners with great severity. Oh, do tell. Eb's eyes alight with excitement. Do we smell bad? Is it the accent? The Legion takes hatred of the Tearsmen and elevates it to an art form that... Just what exactly did we do to offer such offense? The South has squatted in willful ignorance of Kairos' superiority for so long, they don't deserve my respect. As the rest of the Empire coalesced into a united shared culture, the Tearsmen prided themselves as distinct. We looked on them from afar with nothing but scorn. All that I see in the Tears confirms my bias. There is lawlessness, neglect, corruption, and fighting. Everything that vaunted North is disposed of through superior breeding and culture. You don't see that as contradictory? You stood up against Kairos after all. Dan, he does not like me. That happened centuries ago. I am trying to figure out if he's going to betray Kairos. That happened centuries ago, during the earliest days of the Northern Conquest. If you think those periods of history can easily be compared, then you're more short-sighted than I could have imagined. I like what you did there, but one of these days we should sit down and discuss how to talk to an Archon. It begins and ends like this. Don't piss off an Archon. Well, he can kill me if he wants, I guess. I stood against a presumptive overlord to defend a way of life that no longer exists. The South can afford no such illusion. Kairos has dominated every corner of Tyratus, and claiming these lands by might is already accomplished in all but name. The realms of the South are willfully ignorant of their place in the world, and I will neither celebrate or flatter it with terms like independence or rebellion. With the full knowledge of the consequence, the former lords of the South endangered the lives of their people. This cannot be tolerated. Of course, it's possible that these Tearsmen may come to enjoy all the best of Kairos' offering, but it will take the generations of trial and long-term eradication of culture as they know it, a worthy pursuit by any standard. Nice to hear the General confirm it. The Tearsmen are naturally defiant folk, and you have to silence our ways of generations to shake courage and tenacity out of our blood. Keep talking, Tidegaster. You can join your friends in one of the many mass graves that litter the realm. Eric, that's inappropriate. I was just stating an opinion. Don't need to be threatening people in our party, please. Vandrian's well was proof that opinions are poison. I will not have them in this company or in this fortress. Pity they aren't of similar mind. To the disfavored, have their own laws. I hold the Legion to a particular set of standards. We don't have laws, as you would know them under Tunon's teachings, but every soldier in the Legion is aware of my expectations. The first, honor the Legion in thought and deed. I cannot allow atrocity and heinous crime to drag my respectable Northmen into shame. I expect my soldiers to follow Kairos' mandates and to conduct themselves respectably. The second, honor all oaths with your life. This respects the vows made to me as Archon and Kairos' overlord. There can be no formal marriage for the disfavored ranks. This is to prevent any obligation higher than the military. My soldiers can pair up and sire offspring as they wish. The North needs daughters and sons, and I would not force my countrymen to choose between family and loyalty. And last, honor your shield and weapon. The maintenance and care of arms and armor are critical to a soldier's success on the field. Of course, there are rare exceptions. How do you fare under that shell of iron, son of Beric Onin? And Archon regards Beric with interest. Well enough, General. I know I'm not in top form, but I am able to execute my duties with distinction. As you say, as you say. Let's talk about something else. How can I continue my service of the disfavored? These are troubling times for all, but none more than the forces of Kairos. Organized offenses have splintered. Loyalties are challenged at every level of command, and much that we have built during the conquest crumbles under its own weight. We had thought the Vendrian God were the final death rattle of this region's defiance. We were wrong. The fears have risen up against Kairos, emboldened by their countrymen. And while the disfavored labor to maintain order, the serpent, the voices of Narat, grows his army of lunatics and sellswords preparing to lash out when he least suspects it. So our little exercise in defiance was a total failure? I'll try to find some cold comfort in that knowledge. I can only imagine that the voices is driving his gangs mad with plots to storm this fortress. There can be no peace with the voices of Narat lives. In no order while the Scarlet Chorus rampage across these lands. The elimination of the chaos must be our first priority. Then we'll have our time to govern the tiers and Kairos intended. And I depend on your support against this scourge. Tell me more know about the Tears Uprising. I try not to bother myself with the details. These objectors will be dealt with and forgotten soon enough. I know of the Unbroken, a group of former stalwart miscreants that arose in the Blade Grave, arming themselves with a misguided sense of national pride. Beyond that, the dissident elements of the fallen realm interest me little. What would you have me do? Our position of authority in the Blade Grave is far from secure. We need to establish ourselves in the region in order to cultivate our strength for the battle to come. As soon as I am confident in our chances, we will depart this realm and wipe the chorus threat from the face of Terratus. The Unbroken, former daughters and sons of Stalwart, vex our efforts to secure the region. The Edict of Storms offers them cover. They slip past our patrols in the light of day, holding their movements behind clouds of dust and debris. Kairos casts a blight on the country to set an example, not to plague those of us loyal to the north. We must travel the Sentinel Stand and seek out Stratus Herodin. He is the last of the old stalwart bloodline we called themselves regents. Put him to the sword and end the edict once and for all. Oh, didn't we talk to this guy before? Who is Stratus Herodin? The last of the elder bloodline that ruled Stalwart and maintained its dignity. He also a filthy coward. During the last battle of Stalwart, he crouched behind the walls of Sentinel Stand Keep and refused to meet our forces in the field of battle. Why he's so important to the edict, he would neither surrender nor impel his soldiers to do so. As such, Kairos decreed the storms would ravage the country until the regent was dead. Stratus Herodin was free to kill himself, of course, but he was either too proud or too gutless to do the task. Why has no one else killed Herodin yet? Because he persists in the crouching behind the walls of Sentinel Stand, with the Edict of Storms raging around the citadel. No one has been able to enter the exit ever since the last of the conquest. No bird or missive has left the wind wall either. The edict is all proof we have that Herodin still lives. Tell me of the Edict of Storms. Kairos visited the plague upon the people of the Stalwart to punish the leader's cowardice. We had thought the edict would be dispelled long ago, but to our dismay it endures. The rust and debris filling this air is a source of constant irritation, and hampers our ability to conduct this war on our terms. You should consider the subjugation of Stalwart and the ending of the edict task equal importance. Thankfully, our goals are well matched. The persistence of the edict is tied to Herodin's bloodline. Kairos decreed that the storms will continue until the last of the region is slain. In the region's end, and the regents to end the edict and return to me victorious. I understand that what must be done. I'll make for the Blade Grave at once. That's gonna make me more famous, though, if I end it. Find the last regent, kill him, and the Edict of Storms, and the staunch seeping wound of rebellion once for all. The downfall of the Unbroken and the old regent will send a message throughout the Tears. Our rule is absolute, and distance will not be tolerated. I will travel to Sentinel Stand and judge by my findings. Your perspective is as lawful and orderly as it ought to be. The right path should seem clear. The Unbroken must be destroyed, and the edict must end. Should you arrive at any other conclusion, I suggest you stifle your opinion and follow orders like any good soldier. There is one final matter to discuss. My daughter went missing in the second year of the conquest. I have reason to believe she is trapped in the fortress of Sentinel Stand. If you can find Amelia, bring her home to me. How do you know that she's in Sentinel Stand? It is the one location in all of Stalwart we cannot reach. If a detachment of soldiers were taken captive, she would have been placed beyond my power. No doubt the southern wretches for use for negotiation. Versus twists with distaste. Tell me about Amelia. She has her father's stubborn persistence. She's an excellent fighter, though more brazen and eager to test herself on the field of battle. I've objected to this disposition in the past, but seems an integral to her being as the very breath she draws. Our relationship has endured its challenges. The last several years, I have been a better general to her than a father. Once the war is over and she is restored to the Legion, I hope she can find in ourselves to know each other once more. What makes you think she's still alive? We have traveled together through the fallen, corrupted land. You are no doubt aware of the aegis I extend to my troops. It is the boon I grant my northerners for loyal service and a devotion to our shared cause. As my army feels my guardianship, I keenly aware of them, the turn, the concern, the pain. It is my burden to carry as a leader. Amelia is alive. I have awoken at night in cold sweats, my bile rising with violence. What torment she suffers at the hands of those stalwart animals is a mystery. Only want her restored to heal in company of the Legion. I'll find her. If I find, I'll ensure her safe return. That is all I ask. Amelia is but one soldier, yet if I had the forces to dispatch, I would make her retrieval my highest priority. She is a commander of the highest renown and a paragon of the northern values. Waybinder, I offer my support in this mission. The Blade Grave is a place of memory. I left many cohorts buried among the ruins, and no small part of myself as well. Could you elaborate? The matter is a sensitive one, but I fear to speak it in the company of the great general, though he doubtless knows it already. Beric attempts to stand tall before Graven Ash. Speak on, son of Barraconin. Nothing I've seen you accomplish in the field has diminished you in my eyes. I know my soldiers as well as I know myself. Ash nods with approval. I lost countrymen by the hundreds in the last day of the Stalwart campaign. For my troubles, I became fused in this armor. The Blade Grave is the last place I ever felt human. That is all I have to say about it now. The last battle of Stalwart was a terrible time. Perhaps most of all for you who survived. I mourn those who lost and recite their names often during the morning drills. We cannot restore their broken bodies to the north, but we can remember them as they were. Is that all? Your manner has changed. Beric stands straighter, and for a moment you can't tell if he's going to lash out or crumple into himself. You're prepared for anything. After a long pause, his shoulders sagged to the slightest bit. My cohorts marched on the sentinel stand to complete a mission. We failed. The walls of the keep defied us, and the last region of Stalwart refuses to meet us in battle. The coming of Kairos' edict cut us off from the objective. Because of this, the Blade Grave is also a place of regret. You have much invested in this mission. Of course, you can accompany me. I appreciate that, Fatebinder. Graven Ash is attentive and understanding to each of his troops, and pleased me to see his example in you. And you, Armored One, never forget that I found you at the mere germination of your potential. You have accomplished much in the ensuing years. Thank you, General. Though impossible to tell through the helmet, you assume that Beric is blushing. Your map is already marked with the position of Sentinel Stand. It would make me 100 lifetimes to forget the old walls or the day the edict shattered our advance. I have further questions for the Archon of War. I want to ask about your rebellion against Kairos. All right to be curious about our history, but it concerns me that you would speak of rebellion. The battles of the past are centuries cold and hard as iron. The uprisings of the past might inform our present efforts. You might add that. None of the squalling Kiersmen hold a candle to my efforts, but I would rather you march forth understanding your enemy than not. So, you want to hear how I decimated the armies of Kairos, built my legion around northern values, and achieved a measure of power? It's true that I accomplished much as a northern warlord, but my life began in earnest under the Overlord's tutelage. Who did you defeat during your rebellion? I defeated Blood Echo, the Archon of War at the time, by leading him into a trap. He must have been so consumed by the fear of the hunt that he overlooked a bit of an hasty misdirection. Ash chuckles and shakes his head. Even the execution of that foe was nothing compared to the victory I would win later. I also defeated the voices of Narat. Uh-oh! We've got some history, but no wonder they don't get along. No wonder they don't get along. Okay. That makes sense. That's why they can't work together, because the voice of Narat probably sees him also as a traitor, because he was not an original follower of Kairos. Interesting, interesting. We've got some. I wonder if that we can do something with that information. Strange to imagine that happening so many years ago, and here we are again. My legion nearly destroyed the Scarlet Corps, humiliated them. In fact, I suspect the Archon of Secrets is still licking his wounded pride. I wonder if he would remember the conflict differently, or at all, for that matter. The Voices has a long memory, but a short attention span. His soldiers are disposable and loved as anything can be. The Voices hold his pride and satisfaction in the higher regard. He's crafty enough that nothing can wound him deeply, though I seem to have earned that distinction. What was it like to assume the Archon of War's mantle? Well, at first I was unaware that I had assumed any power beyond my normal authority. It might seem obvious now, but war tends to confuse such things. I had no desire whatsoever to claim or accept such a responsibility under Kairos. It took years for me to fully come to terms with my own surrender and subjugation, but if I meant for any title in the honored hierarchy of the Archons, war seemed an appropriate one for me. In truth, I think of myself more as a general and a father. Tell me about fighting the Archons. We won many battles against the Archons, though we did not the most damage against the Voices of Nerat. He was by no means the only Archon to assault our shield wall. When the Archon of Entropy tarnished our weapons, we fought with wood. When the Archon of Sorrow sapped our fervor, we rallied around Songs of the North. I dismantled their offenses even though I lacked an Archon's education or experience. No doubt this is one of the few reasons that Kairos singled me out to join the ranks. How did you rise to power? My tale is bound to the rebellion itself. I was inspired loyalty and devotion in the soldiers, but as the era wore on, I grew to love them in turn. Every stone shield is as dear to me as a blood relation. I would go to any lengths to see them succeed. We all know all too well, General. Barrick strikes a fierce salute. When we stood tall against Kairos, the women and men of my legion trained harder, marched farther, and endured more than even I had taught them. We were unstoppable. The soldiers credited me with a new advantage. I had given my total commitment. They felt protected and strengthened by my presence. At first I thought it merely their nature to look to their later for courage, but nay, they were the first to discover the truth. You mean the Aegis?
You learn something every day.
Oh, damn. Did I just max out rank? Oh no, very close though. You clearly paid attention during the conquest. My Aegis, as it came to be called, covers my loyal soldiers and protective shroud. They also have 10 times the endurance and coordination of a standard army, and shrug off lethal blows without incident. At first, I attributed the performance of my legion to their training and breeding, but soon it became clear that something greater was afoot. I suspect the redoubled Kairos' interest in me. The power of an Archon is something to be nurtured or stamped out in accordance with Tunon's judgment. Once the forces of Kairos viewed my influence over the troop as a demonstrable threat, they resolved to put an end to my defiance once for all. They sent every army they could spare after us, all but sacrificing the Scarlet Chorus in the process. Eventually, as all detractors do, even I fell. What happened next? They dragged me to Dunon's court in chains. I killed a dozen guards on the journey. If I was to be shackled for the Overlord's delight, I would pay back the indignity in blood. When I knelt before the abdicator and felt the force of his judging stare, my temper cooled, turning from anger to fear. That's about how I imagined Ari would have coped had she been taken in chains. Eb chuckled softly, showing only a moment's flash of sorrow. Tunon offered me the terms of my own sentence. If I walked the path of insubordination, the lives of my soldiers would forfeit. If I bent the knees to Kairos, an opportunity that would not present itself twice, then I could continue to serve my legion as their Archon. It was a difficult choice, but not so trying that it would paralyze me. My soldiers had not earned such glory to see it all snuffed out before their time. After I made the choice, Tunon invited me to the Council of the Archons, where my loyalties were affirmed, my place among their numbers sealed in a compact to Kairos. No sooner had I become an Archon to my soldiers, that I became the Overlord's Archon of War. That's a pretty decent promotion, earned through a display of strength. Odd that he holds the course in such contempt. You already know the rest. My vaunted legion became disfavored. The Archons even forced me to cast off my northern surname. Graven was a joke at my expense, since I buried my pride in the past. I am a vassal of Kairos now, but the protection of my soldiers is secure. I have guided their family lines across generations, and the disfavored show no sign of slowing. Do you ever wish you had remained defiant to Kairos? What? What is that, Fatebender? I hope it didn't just hear you utter those words. Asher's eyes narrows. Walking a fine line asking the Archon these sort of questions, Fatebinder. I would take care with how you address the General in the future. I asked out of you a question, General. As Tunon's Fatebinder, I deserve an answer. My wrath is higher than my favor. I'm amazed I got him this high in favor, to be honest. You go too far questioning the General like this. Don't say you weren't warned. You deserve nothing. You think that just because the abdicator gives you a measure of authority that I'm obligated to close my thoughts to the likes of a legal clerk. I'm not as giving as Tunon. My trust is earned, and your impertinence is thinking you warranted anything sour as any estimate I had of your worth. I have never second-guessed my decision. Had I remained defiant, my beloved Northerners would have faced execution. In my own hand, I would have followed them to the grave. The North fell to Kairos. I mourned for the old ways, even as I served the Conquerors well. But over time, we rose to become greater than a short-sighted warlord could ever dream. The next time you question my loyalty, remember what I have done in the name of army and country. I am the Archon of War. If you seek an expert in backstabbing, perhaps you should be better served in the Voices of Nerat's company. Hope we understand each other. I shouldn't push him. I shouldn't push him anymore. I apologize. We're in a civil war. Loyalties are compromised on both sides. Ooh, let's not say that. I apologize, Archon. Why even bother posturing for this one? He's 100 years old. We're just gnats swirling around his head, quickly forgotten. Words are easier forgiven than actions, but take care that you don't offend me in the future. Your guileless questioning reeks of accusations, and most Archons will not heed the difference. Tell me more about yourself. I'm a family man. I've always believed that culture has grown from a family legacy and respect for the past. I've started 4 children my long life. Sherilyn, Prime, Amelia, and Brennix. I'm a general to my soldiers, but a father as well. They have my confidence, my love, my trust. There is nothing more to give. My days on Terrasis span many more than a human lifetime, and on this journey I've learned much. It must be said that I also have grown stubborn. I believe the matters must be handled a particular way. I see no reason to waver those beliefs, as they are the product of my experience. Tell me about Ashelin, my first and proudest accomplishment. What strength she had during the conquest of the Northern Empire. She was slain by Blood Echo, the madman who once laid claim to the title of Archon of War. I would later cut his head from his soldiers with Ashelin's broken sword. He continued to scream for minutes after the deed was done. I miss her to this day. Would that she had lived long enough to bring a family of her own into this world. Imagine me, her grandfather. Who was Priam? My son, born to life I enjoyed before I was an Archon. He fell to a wasting illness caused by pox, the Archon of Ruin. Disease was but one of the many weapons wielded during the conquest of the North. Were he still alive, he would have set my right hand, for he was wise in counsel and strategy beyond his years, perhaps even beyond mine. Tell me of Amelia. She has her father's stubborn persistence. She is an excellent fighter, though more brazen and eager to test herself on the field of battle. I have objected to his disposition in the past, but it seems an integral to her being as the very breath she draws. Amelia, she had been missing from the Legion since the fighting escalated in Stalwart. After an advanced detachment made her way into the depths of the enemy territory, we lost contact. I fear for her, fate matter, I fear for her daily, and not knowing has turned this war into a nightmare. Brennix? My youngest and most beloved. He was joyful and loving, a soldier like his father, and fiercely devoted to his countrymen. He told the most horrid jokes. But he was taken captive at Vedrin's Well and later died. I could feel his life the moment it was extinguished. The circumstances were unusual, none of the quick violence brought about by a blade or hammer. He died by some force I cannot understand. I will not speak of it further. The voices in the route maybe got him. Okay, I think we're done talking to Graven Ash. And we leveled up and pissed him off at the same time. Let's see. Let's do... more strength, I think. Maybe... Nah, more strength. We need to punch stuff better. Let's see what we have here. We have a lot of things. So many things to choose. Hmm. Let's put some thrust ability in here. I feel like I'm not going to get enough skill points for all these things I could put up. Did I forget something else? Oh, maybe I have more points. Do I have more points? No, I just have one. Okay.
I got it.
Alright, we're done pissing off
No
Graven
reason to
Ash,
tarry.
I guess. Let's leave. My dear Ally, the court is abuzz with the views of the Civil War, represented from the chorus, and the disfavored are having a little shouting match in front of Tunon. The petitioners to the court seem swept with the talks of who will crush whom, and if and when Tunon will bring down the gavel and stop the fighting. What has me more intrigued is the other story out of Venturing's Well. Tunon sends you on what I thought was going to be a one-way trip to the well, and not only do you live, you somehow claimed the mountain spire. He broke Kairos' edict too. Such things make little civil war seem trivial in comparison. Listen to those who can separate the message from the noise. Tell me, what was it like to break the edict, and how it took control of the spire? Explain the experiences as best you can. Dear Rogalus, Kairos' edict simply said that an agent of the Overlord must claim Ascension Hall before Kairos' Day of Swords. The only thing I constantly did was take charge of the battle to claim Ascension Hall. My claiming of the spire happened just moments after I felt the edict's script release. The floor of the Ascension Hall gave way, a nothing glowing pattern beneath the chamber floor. Kairos only knows how long it's been buried under the tile. As for how I actually claimed the spire, it is perhaps a mutual bond. Got the spire's old structure, a twin-tinned edifice, includes a sketch on the back of the parchment. This structure spoke to me in sensations and images. It seems to respond to my presence in some limited capacity. This is what happened, as best I can think to describe it. Does any of this sound familiar? Bring in mind any old stories or rumors. Send it. 24-hour response time. What else do we have here? Oh, did we get a new thing? I don't think so. Enraged mind. Taunting breath. I can't give it to him, he doesn't have enough, damn. We should need it all then. Okay, we'll stop for now. Maybe I could put healing. Maybe I can put healing on myself. No, we just use Graves Grafts. What else do we have? Why is it telling me there's something new? Oh, here. Oh, interesting. We can't use it on most things, it looks like. It doesn't seem like we can use this accent on any of our powers right now. But we have it. Okay. Let's see. Scarlet Chorus hates our ass. His favorite really likes us. We got Stand Together Tall. We already had this, I think. Pulse rate 3 seconds. Allied area effect. Resolve for 3 seconds. All party members near you receive a bonus to resolve. Once per combat, gain a damage absorption shield for a short time if you fail below a certain amount of health. Oh yeah, we should get that. I'm just getting all this tanking stuff. Unnerving presence. Passive. Negative. Drain strength. These guys don't really give me anything. Okay. Is there something else here? Oh, barrack. We've got Iron Storm. Swords and javelins emerge from barracks armor and fly into the cloud of iron above. We also got powerful tech that traps nearby enemies and traps. Okay. That's pretty cool. Alright, we're done. Wait, did the Archon give me anything special? I think we'll see where we can go. Let me leave. Time to leave. Nah, he doesn't give us anything. I pushed Scriven to ash too much with my questioning. It's just really weird that I can make them both angry at me and in favor of me. It's very confusing, isn't it? Okay. There's Sentinel Stand. We should go to... I guess we have to stop there. See if we can actually get some combat going in this episode other than talking. Oh, we got ambushed. Your journey interrupted by the feral howls of a hunting pack of beastmen. Their leader is an impressive specimen. Her mane black as night and her body scarred from the battle. Continue. Boy, you towers a massive creature of fur and flesh, her short black snout snuffling in the air.
Know this scent. Stench of blood, sweat, battle, iron and death. Stench of human called Fate Binder. Smells like alpha. Smells of strength.
The beast woman cocks her head to one side, eyes bright with curiosity, and red as fresh blood. Those eyes rove your body up and down, darkening with sudden heat. The look that predates predator bestows its prey.
Know this scent. Reeks of sneak thief who hunted pack when Alpha was away.
She sniffs once and snorts loudly, shaking to rid the distasteful scent from her snout.
Have come for new pack.
No, but I've come for you.
We'll call Fate Binder with killing claws. We'll rip throat out, savor blood in mouth.
Purple lips split wide, and 2 rows of yellowed, gleaming fangs greet you and reply a predatory sneer. Relax, I'm not looking to fight.
Have been stalking human centrail. Have ranged many more than 5 nights through tribe and human territories of Tyr's land, hunting for human called Fate Binder. For human who woke horizon rock called Mountain Spire.
That's me.
Have hunted hot high, cold low, wet dry. Traipsed far until paws bled, but always human who smelled of alpha evaded beast woman. Had to slink through shadows,
I am
fast,
pretty
quick,
fast.
without rest to catch delicious prey at last.
I have a lot of agility. She tongues her blade sharp to close fang and exhales a pleased growl. Your mockings must be from the Shadowhunter tribe.
Fatebinder knows tribes of beast women. Curious human. Human who smells of alpha and knows of Shadowhunter tribe. Best tribe. Lost tribe of kills in shadow.
Tries to pin you with the lust, the look of a wolf that's found a hare. Should I slap her? Why would I slap her? Why would I slap her? She is a beast woman. Introduce yourself properly before I lose my patience.
Fatebinder not see. Beast woman. Best hunter. Kills in shadow. Daughter of mystic brood mother. Relict. Alpha to pack of stone whelps.
She hops and sits back on her haunches, narrowed eyes both curious and cross. Explain yourself, beast woman. What is it that you want?
Humans.
She hacks. The beast woman's nostrils flare wide and her eyes brighten with amusement.
No human called Fatebinder. Kairos breeds words on paper. Fatebinder binds words to earth and sky. Makes ground tremble. Makes night cry, blood and fire.
What would a beast woman know of Tunon's Fatebinders?
Human is not first Fatebinder. Kills in shadow has hunted.
She chuffs, starkly amused.
Tribes of Kairos fear Fatebinder. Human Alpha claimed Horizon Rock called Spire, and Archons did not kill Fatebinder. Archons rolled over and whined. Covetous.
Okay, so maybe you've heard of me.
Kairos hunts human realms to extinction. Rules tribe of blood and ruin, starvation and death. Seeks to slaughter beast women like prey. But beast women are not prey. Are not flighty, feeble-minded humans.
Hill and Shadow spits a gob of tawny mucus on the ground.
Beast women are savage hunters. Bred to fight Kirut, like Fatebinder who smells of alpha. Strong always kill weak, then grow weak. Nor killed is migration of life. What kills in shadow is not weak now. Will not be weak for many long seasons.
Ooh.
Join Fatebinder and survive Kairos' tribe.
Yes, give me the non-humans, please. If you want to join me, it'll have to be as my beta.
Kills in shadow is not beta. But even alphas submit to stronger-willed primas. Many packs make a tribe. Is this not a thought humans also understand?
Yes.
Beast woman will follow Fatebinder. Will not dominate.
Oh, what a shame.
Unless Fatebinder begins to smell weak.
Fine, but keep your nose to yourself. She tongues one of her upper fangs, lips split in feral grin. The beast woman huffs and turns to address her pack.
Kills in shadow will not shelter stone whelps anymore. Scamper, run, flee! Do not want to see shadows lurking, stalking behind. Barb cleft his leader now.
Beck hesitates, causing Kills in Shadow to emit a low, menacing growl.
Will not like if Kills in Shadow catches sight or scent of stone mongrels again.
Okay, now we have a beast woman in our party. That's fun. And now we have a 6 member, so we can actually roll a proper D6 for who's in our party. And I found some sable root. I'll always want to add more people to my party. That's just how I roll. Oh. I was like, I can't see the leaving button. Here's the leaving button. Sentinel stand.
Sentinels stand. I still remember when the edict struck this place.
It's very windy indeed. Here's the wall. Is that it? Maybe let me check over here. Not anywhere we can go over here. It looks like a barricade, so we can't go any farther.
Won't happen. Won't happen.
Then let's keep moving. Some rocks. The moat that once encircled Sentinel Stand has long since succumbed to the harsh environment. Standing water patches. It's too fast. I can't read that fast. Standing water and patches of moist dirt are all that remains. Oh, who's this guy? Iron boots. Hello, Radovic. Scout trains as you approach, squinting to the harsh wind. Are you the support that Ash sent out? I'm not here to support you, You're here to support me. The scout's posture goes rigid. Yes, ma'am. My apologies if I failed to pay to a proper respect. If it happens again, I'll put myself to Ash for flogging. We both just heard that, right? Lisa's favor never ceased to amaze me with their fixations on pain and punishment. We've been patrolling the outer wall, but there's no sign of the enemy. Either they know not to come here, or they've been hiding. That they're better at hiding than I credited. Damn rebels shift about like the winds they do. Have you run into any Unbroken recently? More than a fortnight ago, but she dashed off right quick before we could knock arrows. They're a cautious lot, but cunning. Not even Kairos would have expected them to use a storm to their advantage. Can we enter the fortress? In these winds, I wouldn't venture to try if I had 1,000 shields to guard me. Come take a look and you'll understand. I'll
Curious.
come take a look. Oh, hello. Hello, rock with some stuff inside of it. Good job. Sentinel Stand was once proud, imposing structure. Now it stands as a mere shadow of its former glory.
Negative, Fatebinder.
Oh yeah, it's pretty strong wind. Nothing has changed, just the very storm that shattered the Unbroken and disfavored alike. Thank you for bringing me here, Fatebinder. Beric regards the wind wall and the massive tornado around the inner keep, which is but a distant outline. Stradus Herodin, the last stalwart regent, cowers behind the walls of his castle, and we won't be able to reach him without this storm. Reach him through this storm. This place brings back unpleasant memories. The storm didn't leave much behind. A year of brutal weather will do that. Kairos' Edict of Storms devastated that once mighty realm of Stalwart, all but wiping it from the map. There isn't much left of the old country, save for the Unbroken and their stubborn pride. Tell me about the regents. They were bureaucrats and diplomats, all drunk on their own self-importance. Stradus Herodin never impressed me, but the people of Stalwart were revered revered the man. Cowardice must run in the Regent bloodline. When the edict struck, straight as hit in the castle and watched his country fall to pieces. An honorable man would have died for his people. I'm only interested in when you were at Sentinel Stand during the war. Regrettably, the general's daughter and member of the cohort were captured in the second year of the war. By the third, we had tracked her to the Sentinel Stand. We knew that the edict was coming, but thought it worth the risk. The battle dragged on longer than it should have, and we got caught in the storm. He sighs and cascades of sound escape his shoulder joints. That was the day I woke up and encased in this be-damned rusted bucket, and why this place brings to mind unfinished business. I'm only interested in one thing. How do we get inside? Gonna say, the powers fighting over the realm must have some notion, otherwise they wouldn't have squabbled for control over this blasted wasteland. We should track down some with the answers. You hear that? Bear cups his gauntlet hand to his ear. You catch an odd sound of the wind, a low moan hidden with a cacophony of swirling dirt and metal debris. The cloud of dust seems to close up in upon you. Within them, you see patches of glowing red. Oh great, ghosts.
Look at that, future corpse.
Come and fix my iron!
You call that your corpse?
He's dead now.
Too easy.
That one rattled me hard!
On it.
That one rattled me hard!
We're not doing too bad.
Don't know my own strength.
Good job, everyone. The Bane are gone. Their unnatural cries silence leave only the tornado's violence in your ears. As the dust clouds recede, you spot a crouched figure on the wall above.
I see a figure atop those walls. Tread with caution.
We should rest. I think we're exhausted. Yeah, let's rest. There we go, much better. Alright, let's get our level up. When we go those favors, yeah. Ooh, shock and frost, huh? I think that's our first level up. almost like the edict attracted them here. Damn creepers. I wanted to pick up this box, but it wouldn't let me.
Negative, Fate.
Soldier kneels behind the ruined parapets. You can tell by his raiment, old stalwart gear, that he's an unbroken soldier. He appears at you with a mixture of caution and curiosity. You handle the Bane well enough. What brings you to this forsaken place? He paused as recognition of dawns in his eyes. You don't look like the typical rank-and-file Karos' army, but you're not daughter of Stalwart either. He squints at your raiment and takes your measure. No. You're the Fatebinder who broke past the Vendrian Guard. I think you'll find yonder wind wall tougher nut to crack than the Apex Citadel, he chuckles. I'm here to end the Edict of Storms. Is that how it works? Karos casts an edict and sends lackeys to clean up the effort. In that case, I'm glad we're still independent of your imperial dogs. Enjoy it while it lasts. When the region is under our control, you'll be breaking your back digging mass graves. I'll be watching. I suggest you make like a storm and blow, because you're not getting inside the fortress. When you report back to your master, tell him the first scout Jano sent you off with your tail tucked between your cheeks. Perseverance opened the sunset spire. He'll crack the stalwart's little wind wall. He straightened his posture and praises you in silence. I can say this much. You buy into what you are preaching. I have to respect that. Plenty of folks have tried to get into the Sentinel stand and failed, but none of them had a spire to call home. Why do the Unbroken hate Stradis Harridan? He's a spineless old man who hides behind the soldiers and doesn't possess any value of the values he hammers into others. Oh, sorry, I was talking about Graven Ash. Denos flashes you a crude sign with his fingers. Would that I had the strength to tear down the wall and kill him myself. Harridan is a relic of the past, and we're looking to the future. We don't have any hope of squirming out from under Karos' thumb while the old regent enjoys his twilight years sipping dusty wine and hiding from the war. And what do you know about the Edict of Storms? The storm will continue for as long as Stradis Harridan lives. I'll wager that we're both keen on stopping the old coward's heart. I'll do everything in my power to make sure they'll never get any closer to the Sentinel stand than this. What if I... Oops! I'm a step closer. And another. Are you going to do something about it? Or just stare at me from your little nest up there? Your antics don't amuse me in the slightest, Scarlet Fury. Dance away if you must. You won't make it through the wind wall as I live and breathe. For a second there, I was worried he would have to let you live, but you put that to rest. What are the Bane doing here? Don't you know anything? The Bane are drawn to Karos' magic like flies among a corpse. This whole region's polluted with Overlord's reek. Nowhere more so than the wind wall before us. Mind yourself around their claws, Fatebinder. It's said that once the Bane have you in the clutches, they never let go. How can I get inside Sentinel stand? Throw yourself into the wind wall comes to mind. Take a few steps inside and see how long it takes for the wind to strip you down to a skeleton. I love to say in stat, but I had time that I reported on your presence to my superior officer. Be seeing you, Fatebinder, though you might not see me. He ducks behind the parapet and vanishes into the obscurity of the storm. Damn, that vain southern wretch. Radvex spits. The Unbroken know the territory better than us and take every opportunity to flaunt it. What was that scout even doing here? Look, there's a corpse on the wall. Might bear a closer look. Can't tell from here, but I think it's wearing disfavored colors. I was also going to look up that. That's exactly why I was coming up here.
I cannot.
Amelia's battle standard appears to be a scrap of the battle standard carried by Amelia, the daughter of the Archon of War. Shattered iron sword. The body's been here a long time, and the storm has long since eroded skin from bones. Tucked away in one of the gauntlets, you find the scrap of distinctive battle standard. That's the General's family crest. Amelia and her unit must have come through here. It seems lifetimes ago that we marched on Sentinel stand. At least this proves we are on the right track. So close to, the girl might still be out there. He looks at the wind wall with regret. So what are the next steps? Ash bade us. to bring order to the region. We need to learn as much about the daughter as possible. I heard tell of an unbroken fort called Duskwatch. One of our soldiers has been in prison there since the time Amelia's unit went missing. I'll wager anything that if we shatter the unbroken defensive, we'll learn more about our whereabouts. Barrack is correct. They took Callie as captive, supposedly one of the Stone Shields who traveled with Amelia. He hoped to make contact with Osmios, the commander in charge of taking Dustwatch. I'm sure he would appreciate the aid of a Fatebinder. You go on ahead. I need to double back and relay this to Ash. That should raise the old man's spirits, eh?
Better, faster, and stronger.
Ooh, we found a helmet. There's also something down here, too, I thought. We go this way.
I cannot.
No? I think that's all the field we get then. Don't let us go anywhere else.
Negative.
This box was a real box. But it's not a real box. Can't go any farther.
Won't
Over
happen.
here. And we didn't see like a secret passage.
Won't happen.
Do, 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 do. Alright, let me save. I do want to... It won't let me. Okay, I was going to see if it would actually let me. The wind whips violently past, throwing bits of rock and metal past you along with the dust. I was hoping it would actually let me walk through there, but it doesn't. Wait, everyone else needs to come through. Come on.
Won't happen.
Wait, what does that say? Rust Storm. Okay. It's just like a POI, I guess. Let's go to the outskirts. Real quick. Through the following billowing dirt and rust kicked up by the Edict of Storms, you make out the shifting silhouette of a small group ahead of you. Appearing lightly armed and armored, the group pulls 2 carts in the wake. They haven't noticed you through the maelstrom. Allow them to pass by without making your presence known. They continue to pass without noticing you and fade into the wailing winds. It's double cool. It's just a TTRPG. We have bobbleheads on, if you're wondering why we have big heads. Let's
I cannot.
look for some stuff for Barrack. Ritual. That's why we came here. Not seeing anything so far.
Negative, Fatebinder. Won't happen.
Oh, here we go. This must be where it happened to him. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Crimson flashes among the torn terrain of the Blade Graves as a gang emerges. From the landscape around you, they're hardened men and women with well-weathered skin and narrow eyes. Their piecemeal leather armor graced with the notes of bronze. Fatebinder! So nice of you to finally show up! A woman steps forward, grinning at you with a small, uneven teeth and wrapped tightly in the fur of the leathers of a blood chanter. A tangled mass of sooty, windblown hair drapes her shoulders, and her large eyes scrutinize you hungrily. Beautiful scenery, no? Truly displays the indiscriminate artistry of our overlord. Am I supposed to know who you are? That's a careless spark. Good people, I mean, as good as the chorus comes. First keeps her voice low, speaking for you alone. Ahoy there, Verse. Been a while. Telling the Fatebinder about that time we found the commune Plainsgate Way, trussed up with those farm boys, and... no. Also, shut up. Sounds like there's a story there. Maybe I'll tell you once we're good friends. Go ahead, Spark. We'll see how many wags your tongue manages before it's torn out and cauterized the stump. Enough of this insipid prattle. I heard you run hot under all those cold metals. Seems I heard true. How did you know I'd be here? don't keep tabs on Planescape? It's on Cacophony's doorstep. Get on with it and tell me what you want. I don't expect you're willing to sell the Ironclad services to us. The Archon of Secrets would be wildly, ridiculously grateful to have a personal audience with him. The voices in the rat knows I'm allied with Graven Ash. He sent you on a fool's errand. I suppose it would be too much to ask the Graven Ash recruit someone with something besides iron between their ears. She nods with the other choirmen. This isn't really a turn-based game, though. I mean, I can pause the game, but I wouldn't say it's turn-based at all. It's more like real-time based. I thought I might come to this in the end. Let's see if you live up to your legend. She sighs and lifts her staff as the game moves on to attack. So many people here, too.
Sorry.
I need you to listen to me when I give you commands instead of deciding what you want to do yourself, please. Thank you. I need to get rid of these people as soon as possible. Actually, let me do this on myself. No, it's fine. I'll do it after. Who's dead? Okay, great, perfect. Person who wants to die, come on.
If I had an iron ring, I'd take a mine.
Am I dying? Who's dying? The person in front of me? Okay.
I require needle and thread.
That guy died. Eric is dying because he just made out of paper. I don't know.
The wrong weapon for the job. I need to try something else.
Let's thrust. The bonus damage. Fire. Come over here. Let's switch to melee. Then we're going to use our special attack.
Let's do it, you and me.
Get that now. And she got turned into meat.
I will aid
She
you.
got turned into meat. She also got turned to meat. Another gang of crimson corpses made out of trespassers upon the Blade's grave. Let us claim what brought us here, he sighs. Is there anything else? Nope, that's it.
I'd have it no other
The
way.
rest of them turned into goo, so I guess they don't have anything to share.
Will this do? It is nigh the size of a kite sheet. You have your rock. Let us leave this place.
Something bothering you, Barrick?
I have repeatedly asked you to leave this be, yet you persist.
You asked me
Did you act in
first.
my interest? Do you think you know better than I where my interest lies?
Barrick, I just want to help. Why are you so resistant to it?
There was no ambiguity in the Archon of Justice's ruling.
More ambiguity than you might think. The flexibility of the law is in the details.
I may never understand you clerks of the court, saying one thing and plotting another, all in the name of justice.
That's the job. Peering at the ground for several seconds, Barrick says nothing and then turns his attention back to you.
This place haunts me, Fatebinder.
Yeah, tell me how
These
you really
walls,
feel.
These lands, they were hard ones, but they possessed an austere beauty. The general saw them for what they were. Lands well worth fighting for.
And now they're destroyed.
The winds that day. They swept everything aside. They tumbled tearsmen and livestock like children's playthings. The dust choked our mouths and eyes. Trees appeared as if by magic, only to be smashed into splinters against stones. And those splinters cut like knives.
Go on.
We were no fools. We knew what had fallen upon us, and we took cover as best our iron shields and the general's protection allowed. Yet the wind tore us away, one by one. Some silent, some screaming. Now only I remain. In this state.
His gauntlet rings against his breast, cutting off any possible response.
Take the metal to your smith, or do not. There's nothing further to be said. Let us leave.
Look at all these dead people here. They got melded with the stone. In the early days of the Edict of Storms, colossal twisting columns of wind sometimes descended from the clouds. Descending from the clouds, scar the land. One such vortex touched down here, remaining long enough to twist the stone into tall, vicious spines.
Graven ash protects.
Making sure there's nothing else here, because you never know. Blistering winds of the Edict of Storms rounded the stones of these walls, lifting them in iron and bronze. Yet they persist. Yeah, why is there a wall here? I wonder where it goes.
I cannot.
Just want to make sure we find everything. Not that there's much to find.
I cannot.
Aha! There's something up here. Iron war mace. Alright, now we can leave. Let's go... Should we go back to the smiths? Or should we go to the fort? I want to go to the frickin' spire, but it doesn't give us an option to go there yet. It's gonna take us 2 days to get there, back there. We're not on a time limit like we were in the tutorial, so just go back. You're back. Did you secure the alloy? Give it here. She opens her palm and regards you with an enthusiastic grin. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. She accepts the alloy and places it on her anvil. Mumbling, she traces her fingers in the air, forming the series of signs, sigils. With rapt attention, Beric watches the smith move about the sample. Examining it from several angles, he says nothing, though when the faceplate of his helm shifts towards you, there's accusation in his eyes. Few other thoughtful sounds follow as she continues her examination. This will do. This will most certainly do. She straightens, nodding vigorously. Placentia brings her hands together again in a single sharp clap. It's going to take me a little time to work out this rock's properties, but this is a promising start. I assume that you will be stabbing it with an iron rod as well. Of course not. Don't be ridiculous. Of course not. His armor grinds against itself with a growl. What are you worried about? Doesn't Graven Ash protect? I'm not in the mood, water-rich witch. Do let me know when you are in the mood. I have plans for the occasion. Pull up a stool or a crate. Make yourselves at home. This shouldn't take too long. I'm excited to see where this is leading. Go 2 hours pass as Licentia bombards a sample from the blade grave with a combination of hammering and spell work. She heats it, submerges it in water, shapes it, reads it in lightning, and causes it to levitate in the air. Eventually she pauses, studying the metal and tapping her chin. Say nothing. Is that it then? Have you completed whatever it is you're doing? Barrick clears his throat. Ah, apologies, I had kind of forgotten about you. The alloy absorbs and retains mystical energy, specifically in the forms of magical effects, she grins. In theory, a weapon crafted of it could retain its enchantment for decades at least, maybe longer. And that's one more reason to free him of that shell. And how many reasons not? Who are you choosing to ignore? You live your entire life in service of Graven Ash and Overlord. The added burden of this armor is ridiculous. As it should be. I don't suffer this armor because it is just. I suffer it because it is Kairos' will, and I am his Kairos' servant, as you have often claimed to be. Unfortunately, separating Barrick from his armor may not be as easy as one imagines. Purrs visited Garmin immediately after the edict. As is, Barrick is alloyed with his armor as iron with the bronze. She gestured towards the sample. Simply put, Ash's ability to shield his soldiers has spread to the armor, likely due to the edict's power. Each wound taken by the soldier in armor are one, and the heal is one. With flesh and metal fusing together, she intertwines her fingers. So long as Barrick remains under the Archon's war's power, he remains in the armor. The longer he remains in his armor, the more it will become an traceable part of him. A lot of trouble, you know. Do not attempt to assign blame for this falling on me. I have opposed to this with every turn. That's not encouraging. No, I'd imagine not. Unless you have your answers, she offers a weak smile. Is there no other way? An alternative? I'll continue to study the alloy. If I find anything, I'll send word to your spire. She drums her chin with 3 sooty fingers, frowning. Short of the death of the Graven Ash or him rescinding his patronage over Barrick, I see no way to free Barrick from his Archon's power.
Neither is an acceptable solution. This shell, onerous though it may be, protects me and serves you. Without the great general or the disfavored, I have no purpose.
Oh, come on, you big crybaby. I'm sure there's a siege engine somewhere in need of a counterweight.
See, you've always got a place with us.
How comforting.
Thank you, Licentia. Please keep searching for a better way. My pleasure, Fatebinder. If I uncover anything of value, I'll dispatch a bird immediately. Okay, well. Yet again, I wouldn't have done this at all if he didn't ask me to even ask about it. He could have just accepted his fate and left it at that, but he wanted me to ask Tunon about it. I know he regrets having it on. He's acting like he doesn't, but he does. Oh. Crescent Runner. As you can see, Dusk Watch is closed off to the likes of us, else I would be taking shelter from the storm. The disfavored scout struggles to recall your features, then his eyes open in a dawning comprehension. Ah! The Band of Tunon. Commander Osmios told me that I should look out for your company, but I didn't expect anyone from this high up the food chain. He beckons you to follow. Due east of here until our unit gathers its strength to take Dustwatch. Follow me. He glances up at Barrick in sudden bewilderment. You're the biggest stone shield I've ever seen. How do you run around in armor like that? With great effort, but I must keep moving to stave off the rust. My calves have bulged to the size of piglets. The sentry shakes his head to dispel the thought and focuses back on you. Tell me more about Osmios. He's been part of the Stalwart campaign since it began, so he knows this country like the inside of his helmet, which is damn impressive when you consider how the edict shook everything up. I'd follow him anywhere, including the Eye of the Storm, it seems. What's your mission here? We do what Kairos Iron Legion does best. We claim the fort, and anyone who doesn't cooperate gets put to the sword. Our commander likes to keep the orders simple. Osmios mentioned something about a northern prisoner behind the walls of Dustwatch, but I couldn't tell you anything else. I was under scouting duty, not rescue duty. What's the story with Dustwatch? The wall, the Unbroken kept the fort locked up against Kyros's forces. It might not be much to look at, but the folks behind those walls are a spirited bunch. Not even the storm has broken their nerve. I know that the commander would say that a southerner is too ignorant to wipe the grit from his eyes, but the Unbroken have been using the storm against us, and well, you have to respect that. Let's go. The disfavored commander wears his armor over broad shoulders and stands as he knows it all too well. Graven Ash protects Osmio's 32nd Legion. A pleasure to have you join us. Even this close to the Iron Hearth, we need all the help we can get. He frowns at Beric. Still trapped, I see. Are you faring under there, soldier? It is challenging enough to fit food through the stubborn iron bucket. I have gained several hundred pounds of iron and muscle over the last year, and I smell like a mass grave left open into the sun, but I am, for the moment, upright. As you might be able to tell, this foe is a tough nut to crack. The Unbroken aren't too keen on surrendering, and our preliminary attacks have yet to break through. One of our soldiers is chained inside, Callius, and will go any length to get him out. He glances at the fort with longing. What's your business at Duskwatch? I expect you've come to aid in the war effort, but when it comes to Tunon's agents, it pays not to make assumptions. You must be mistaken. I'm not here to aid you. You're here to aid me. Says you for a moment before bursting out with laughter. Ha ha ha! Forgive me. You're right. I mistook this matter, thinking myself as a battlefield instead of Tunon's decorated halls. Imagine that. Do you take your roasted peasant with a red or white wine? He shakes his head, happy to provide any help I can, but you need to understand that we're in the middle of a major conflict. I can just drop everything to satisfy your needs. More's the pity. I'm feeling decidedly unsatisfied over here. Day and night, my forces batter themselves against those walls, but even the tireless disfavored have their limits. I'm afraid we're out of commission until Ash's Aegis takes the edge off and knits our wounds closed. You look very lively enough. What say you help us get Callius out and soften up the Unbroken for execution? I need answers, not parties. Killing the Unbroken might not help me. It's not often I see restraint, but there you have it. In this case, I think you can spill some blood without losing sleep. Before you get too excited, your job is to infiltrate the base under cover of night and extract the prisoner. Don't let anyone spot you. If you let them while inside, you'll be on your own. Callius is a good soldier, and he's been in Unbroken hands longer than anyone should have endured. Might think him just another stone shield. Bash holds the lives of those troops and him with high regard, so we should consider the recovery effort as important as taking Duskwatch itself. There are a few structural weaknesses along the perimeter, which should help you sneak in. After releasing Callius, open the front gate from the inside. We'll flood the keep and make short work of Agathon's soldiers. Are you ready to begin? I found evidence Ash's daughter passed by Senelstad. Could Callius know more about her disappearance? Amelia! Osmios draws himself up. By the north! I've never even considered that anyone in her unit survived capture. This sanity is still intact after all the time. This is entirely possible that Callius could tell you us something. It's been some time since I allowed myself such optimism. If Callius traveled with Ash's daughter, then we have a chance of taking her back from the southern wretches. How has Duskwatch stood this long in defiance of your troops? He glances to his left and right with a frown. I hate to question the great general of his kind, but we are overworked and undermanned. There won't be an additional supplies coming our way until this fort is in our hands, and the Unbroken set up their defenses with the long siege in mind. During the conquest, we pushed through the stalwart defenders like they were old hedgerows, but these Unbroken are a breed apart from their own countrymen. In losing the war, all of a sudden they have something to rally behind. I don't want to say that we're underestimating them, but... He shrugs and trails off. What do you know of the Unbroken? A gang of tiersmen with delusional honor. I'm sure they wish their ranks were as renowned as the disfavored. Unfortunately for them, the best they'll ever do is die by our hand, and surrender and face hard labor. They rally around someone named Matthias, a low-born stalwart captain of some moderate success. Smiles bemusedly. Strangely enough, there is no love lost between the Unbroken and the old establishment, a hereditary bloodline known as the Regents. With that much division in the ranks, I don't know how they hope to succeed. I was seemingly lost during the war. I wish I could tell you. If what you're suggesting is true, I have no reason to believe it isn't. Then Callias should be able to tell us more about what happened to her and where she ended up. We dispatched cohorts of soldiers to recover a unit. We had to pull back our efforts when the Edict of Storms hit. Navigating the region became less organized and more a matter of chance. I'm sure that Ash has worried himself sick, wondering about his daughter's safety. I have worried as well. The question plagued me as we marched to recover the unit. It plagues me still. Kairos proclaimed the edict, even though Ash's daughter was missing. With all due respect, Ash's daughter means less than a dented goblet to the Overlord. Kairos is above such matters, and wouldn't pause to take the girl's safety into consideration, much less yours or mine. Besides, the great general knew the risk of sending his daughter into battle. He wouldn't let his feelings compromise the war effort. Need a moment to repair. Well, don't take too long. The Unbroken already have enough advantages in the region without doling out the luxury of time. Okay. I don't want to have an ad break, so we're actually going to save here. And we'll continue this tomorrow. Is my green screen being naughty over here again? Thank you everyone for being here for another part of this Tyranny playthrough where we're both making people happy and pissing them off at the same time. Hey, I'm nothing but neutral. We'll see if we can sneak through this keep and free the prisoner and then take the fort. I think that sounds like a good plan, honestly. I don't see any reason to go against that. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for more yoga, more before coffee, and more Tyranny. Don't forget to drink water, wear sunscreen, and namaste, bitches. Let's look for somebody to raid on Twitch. It wasn't somebody else doing something? Maybe not. Maybe there's nobody doing anything right now. It seems like there's nobody doing anything right now. I don't think there's anybody playing this game. I don't have anybody. There's nobody streaming right now. That's so weird. Wait, did I accidentally close? Where am I? What did Tommy raid into? Did Tommy raid into somebody new? It looks like they didn't say hello or anything. Who else? Who did Gandhi raid into? It's a sheep person. Oh, right. Didn't I set an alarm to check on... Did I miss that? I thought it was soon. I felt like I forgot. Oh no. No, it is today. I thought Coley would be streaming today for this new gacha game that's coming out. I think this is the one too. But I think Coley isn't streaming yet. Coley usually streams later, which is weird because they're Greek, so they live in the same, closer in time zone to me than American, but they seem to always be streaming at American time. I don't know if Coley is going to stream yet. I really wish it would just show the people I already follow. They're playing blue. Oh no. I guess they haven't. Yeah. So but I guess Coley just streams in American time or something. Every time I catch them, they're streaming after me. But that's too bad. It looks like they're not playing anything right now. Who do I raid? Kit Kai. Kit isn't streaming either. I think we must have raided Meep Sheep with Gandhi, right? Because I didn't raid them. Unless... Yeah, it says Gandhi the Golf. Gandhi the Golf? Gandalf raided... Okay. Oh, let's just raid them. Because I don't know how else to raid, and if Gandhi raids them, then it's probably fine. I think I have to do it through Twitch, because I can't do it through Mix It Up. There it is. When you're on a holiday, you can't find no words to say. Oh, somebody's ending their stream. Who's ending this stream? Oh, okay. It was the... I swear I just heard somebody say I'm going to end my stream here. Yeah, okay. It must be the person Tommy raided. So I was going to be like, I was just about to raid them. It's always hard finding somebody to raid. I don't know, maybe... Oh no, I'm in ad break now. That's not useful. That's not useful. Being stuck in an ad break. There we go. I'm not on an ad break on this stream. I need to search for them. There they are. If they even let me raid them. Oh my god. Imagine I try to raid this person, then I can't raid them. Then I just give up on life. Oh, I think I should follow them first, right? I should follow them first. Where am I? I got an ad break in the other one too. I'm giving this person double ad breaks on 2 different tabs. Which is hilarious to me. Because they're Dutch ads. Oh my god, how long are these ads going to be? I'm following. Then we're rating. Hopefully. Great. Okay, we figured it out, guys. Why is it showing me all these messages all of a sudden? Okay. Yeah! You can copy those messages for the raid. And I'll see you tomorrow. And if I don't see you tomorrow, have a good weekend. And take care of yourselves out there. And don't be a tyrant, I guess. Yeah, don't do that.